Chat tales. Don't you wanna hear some chat tales? Hello, people. It is another chat tale. Okay. This story is about the time when me and my school pals went on our first lads' holiday away together. And it was a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, to start this holiday off, this is what happened, right? So we arrive in the airport in Kavos in Corfu, Greek islands, and we collect our luggage from the old carousel, if you like, and we go outside, find our rep, get put on what coach we're gonna be driven to the resort in, and so there's 8 of us, altogether 8 lads. So we jump on this bus, and right, this is really early in the morning, like 6, something like that. Anyway, so we get on the coach, and it's not too far of a drive, probably about 45 minutes. So about 40 minutes later, we're coming into the resort of Kavos, and we're looking round, and it just looks, we're going in the height for summer, do you know what I mean, in early August, and we're looking round, and it just don't look like there's anyone there. I was just like, oh my God, what a load of rubbish this is going to be. So anyway, we arrive at our place we're staying at, and we depart the coach with our bags. Everyone will go off and sort of claim what beds you're having, what rooms and all that, who you're sharing with. So anyway, after that, we're like, well, this, like, because it was dead, but you got to think about this. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. So, but we're raging. We're ready to go. You know what I mean? We've just got there. We're 16-year-olds. We're fucking ready to go mad and paint the town red. So we decide to just go and see if there's anything open like this time in the morning. And we find this supermarket open, and we go in there, and we're like, right, let's stock up on some alcohol that we can like keep in our rooms, and we can have a drink before we go out each night or whatever. So we've got into this supermarket, and there's like crates of beer and bottles of vodka and bottles of all these different spirits, and it's just all getting piled up in a trolley, like, and then we're going outside and we're paying for a thing or whatever. And then when we've got outside, like, my pal Tai Be Be, he's just, you know what I mean, he is ready to have a war. So he just starts downing Jack Daniels and vodka and everything, like, and we're just all there all flipping, you know what I mean, all drinking beers and all that. Anyway, we look over the road, and there's like a place that hires out scooters, like, and back at home I had my own bike, you know what I mean, and that, and so I know how to drive them and that. So I was just like, oh, do you know what? I might go and hire a bike and then go and have a little drive around and see what I can, you know what I mean, work out ready for when we go out later. So 4 of us went down to the swimming pool and just chilled out there with a couple of beers or whatever. And 4 of us went to hire bikes. Well, there was me, Amon, Matty Benson, and Tai Be Be. So we all gone over to this hire place, like, and so like, boom, I've hired out a Typhoon. Amon had a Typhoon as well. Don't even ask me what Matty got, and Tai, I think he had a Typhoon as well. So anyway, like, the guy's trying to explain to us like about riding and all that, and I'm like, look, mate, do you know what I mean? I'm a courier in London. Of course, I know what I'm doing with bikes. So me and like Amon drove up the road back to where this supermarket was, because we was gonna go in there and like get some little bit of grub, you know what I mean, in case we are out longer than we think we're going to be on these bikes. So anyway, we've gone over. I'm sitting on my bike on the stand. Amon's thrown his bike on a stand and gone into the supermarket. And then Matty's come up the road on, I don't even know what it was. It's just some fucking mad bike. Just kind of. So anyway, he stopped like next to where me and Amon's bikes are. So we're sitting there, we're just chatting, the two of us. And then Amon's come back out of the shop with a bag of stuff, whatever. So he stuck it under the seat. And so we're sitting there and we're like, where's Tai? What's going on? So anyway, we're sitting there. And then a few seconds later, we can just hear a bit of a commotion and just can hear a bike revving up. And anyway, we've looked round and I am not joking, right? Taib is coming at us, yeah, like a nutter on this bike, right? He's just flying towards us. And me and Amon didn't really even have enough time to like get out of the way ourselves, let alone get our bikes out of the way. So basically Taib has just smashed into the back of both of our bikes, yeah, and crashed. Our bikes have hit the floor. We're on the floor. Taib's on the floor. Matty's still on his bike, right? And then I don't know what it is about Cabos, right? But they've got these big ditches either side of the road. So I don't know if it's to do with like when it rains or whatever. But so we're all over the floor and everything, and Matty's there laughing at us, and then Matty's still got his bike's engine on, yeah, and he can hear the fella from the shop because obviously he's looked out and he's seen us and he's seen the carnage, and somehow Matty's just managed to pull the accelerator back and fly down one of these dishes. So that's all of us all over the floor, everything. So anyway, I've picked my bike up, and Amon's picked his up, and there's quite, like, my bike weren't too bad actually, but Amon's bike had quite a bit of damage to it where Taib's hit it, and Taib's bike obviously had quite a bit of damage to it. So the geezer's running up to us, yeah, and I just went, oh fuck this, and I just shot off, and Amon followed me, like, so me and him have gone. So anyway, Matty's still down this ditch. I don't even think the geezer cared about the bike Matty was on because it was just a piece of crap. And yeah, so he's screaming at Taib, whatever. And anyway, he's run back and he's grabbed one of his bikes out of his shop and he's drove up to Taib, like, and he's got this other fella from his shop who's getting Matty out of this ditch and picking up Taib's bike. Anyway, he's told Taib to get on the back of this bike with him, yeah, and he's chasing us down. And oh my God, we were flying up the road. Anyway, we've arrived back at the swimming pool where everyone is. And they're not far behind us, like, and then they've pulled up behind us, whatever, and they're screaming at us and all that, and telling us that we owe them loads of money and all this, like, and like Taib's pretty drunk because of all the whiskey and vodka he's had, and yeah, so we're like, oh God, and I'm trying to tell the geezer, like, because he's going on about how much everything cost, and I knew that it didn't cost what he was saying, you know what I mean? But he's got our holiday reps involved and all that, and yeah, so basically, but the thing was, he had our passports, so we weren't going nowhere without our passports, you know what I mean? He knew that. Anyway, we basically got the bikes back to his place and all that, give them all back, and then he went through the damage, and I sort of tried to oversee what he was saying, you know what I mean? But yeah, it come to, like, I don't know, it's about $1,000, I think, like all the damage he reckoned. Do you know what I mean? So it was well funny because we was we was on the phones to our mums, like, this is the first day that we've got there, you know what I mean? And we're, oh my God, so much more stuff happened on this sort of day, but we'll keep it to this little story for now. So we're on the phone to our parents, everybody, like saying we need more, like Matty and Tai and me and Amon, saying we need more money or whatever because we've got to pay for this and pay for that, and they're like, they can't believe what's happening, you know what I mean? They're just like, they want us just to go to the airport and get flights home, but it was fucking nutty, mate. It was so funny. Oh, and the reason I called this story Gilera Speedfight is because they're the two bikes that I had back at home, a Gilera and a Peugeot Speedfight, so Gilera Speedfight. But it was funny because Type knew that I'd had these 2 bikes, but when we was in the shop and the guy was saying, yeah, what do you know about it, whatever, and Type's like, not I've got a Peugeot Speedfight, or not I've got a Gilera Runner. I've got, yeah, don't worry, mate, I've got a Gilera Speedfight. It was fucking nuts. It's quite funny, right? Because now, all this time later or whatever, Tai is like quite a professional motorbike rider, you know what I mean? He's had loads of massive bikes and all that, but this day was proper funny. Well, it weren't funny when it was happening, it was a bit like, oh shit. But once you sort of come through the other side and that, you can look back on it and think, yes, this was a funny one. Oh, all right. Well, that's the first story out of Kavos, but yeah, let's see what we've got for the future. All right, nice one. Thanks for listening, and speak to you soon.
Chap tales. Don't you wanna hear some chap tales?